Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if this is your first time of visiting this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell so that whenever I post a new video, you will get notified as soon as possible. So this is the weekend, alright, and just as we normally do, we go through the market and look at what price action has for us going into a new week, alright. So last week was a good week, alright. If you're in my Telegram channel, you can clearly testify to whatever I'm saying. We had a very, very good week last week. Yes, we caught 296 pips on GBP all right. Yes, we first got 180 pips, and then later that was a buy trade, and later we had a sell trade that gave us 296 pips. Yes, you heard me clearly, 296 pips. All right. And for a while now, you don't see me analyzing the yen pairs right here. All right. Yes. I have my own reasons to that. All right. Yes. Because due to how rough on a longer term, the yen pairs are not really looking good on a longer term. All right. They are not really having a clear direction. But on a lower time frame, I mean, it's a little bit clear. All right. So I make it available only to my Telegram community members. So if you are not part of my Telegram community, then you are really missing out. You are really missing out. So check the description box below. The link is there. Click on the link and be part of the Clairvoyant Traders Telegram community. All right, that is where I share my yen pairs here. That is what I decided to do. So just get part of it and then just get benefits. Be trying to get part of it. All right, be part of the Telegram community and then benefit from it as well. All right, we just started, so as time goes on, I'll be posting more signals if I see any clarity on the yen, because throughout the week I'll just open the chart, look at the 1 hour, and then do a quick analysis on the 1 hour and see if I'll get a trade. That is when I'm not getting any trade on the USD pairs. I just hop onto the yen pairs and then see if I'll get a trade there. And gladly this week I did. All right, I didn't get a trade. So once I got the trade, I posted it in my Telegram community. So those of you that took the trade, congratulations. I know some of you too. It's two things. It's either you missed the trade or you saw it and then you just watched it pass by. Like you watched it and you passed by. I mean, that is your loss, not mine. So that is just that. As usual, let's go through the pairs and see what the market has for us going into a new week. But before we start on the charts, let's look at the economic calendar just as we normally do. For next week we don't have a lot of high impact news. All right. Yes, but I mean there are still some high impact news that we critically have to look at. So on Sunday we have GBP daylight saving time. All right. Yes, and on Monday and then Euro daylight saving time too as well. All right. And on Monday we have the governor for the Bank of England speech. All right, the governor for the Bank of England speech. That is 17 GMT. And Tuesday we have the AUD retail sales. All right, that is 12:30 AM. That is GMT. And we have the Bank of Japan, the governor for the Bank of Japan also speech. All right, I'm very much interested. I'll be very much interested in this speech because for some time now, Japan has decided not to increase interest rates. All right. So I'm very, very curious as to what this speech is all about. And their decisiveness of not increasing the interest rate is greatly affecting, or has really affected the yen. All right, you realize that the yen is one of the weakest pair on the market right now. So with this speech, I will be very, very much interested. All right, to just to know what the governor or the governor for Bank of Japan has for us. So I'll be very much interested, and I'll look forward to get hold of the speech and then see what the Bank of Japan has to say. So that is just that for Tuesday. On Wednesday we have AUD monthly consumer price index. All right, that is 12:30 GMT, that's AM. And on Thursday 12 AM, that is Euro high impact news. All right, we have Euro high impact news. Sorry, it's 12 PM rather. 12 PM GMT. we have Euro high impact news, and 12:30, that is New York Open, we have the USD GDP. All right, yes, you have the US GDP, and Friday we have the GDP for Q4, and we have Euro retail sales. All right, that is 6 a.m. GMT. And 9 a.m. we also have Euro core harmonized index of consumer prices, and the same 9 a.m. another similar high impact news on Euro. Yeah, so that is just Saturday. I mean, I'm not interested in that. Yeah, so that is just that for the economic calendar so far as next week is concerned. All right, yeah, so these are the high impact news that you are to look out for going into next week. Let's go into the charts and see what price is doing and what we expect price to do going into a new week. Yeah, so for the dollar index at the moment, the dollar index, we've seen the dollar index last week, which has been in a bearish environment. All right, yes, and look at what is happening here. Price took out what? Buy side. It took out buy side liquidity, that is the previous 40 days high, all right, as well as the previous 60 days high. And once it did that, you saw price moving to the downside, taking out this low, and price coming back into the zone we are seeing here, breaking down, taking out this low. That is the sell side liquidity as well, until they took out this low too as well. So at the moment, I'm seeing the dollar index on a bearish environment. All right, yes, because price keeps taking out what lows and respecting the high. So at the moment, I'm seeing a bearish order flow on the dollar index. All right, yeah. So going into next week, I would expect to see price retrace a little bit, because we've have series of what down close candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, we've have 5 or down close candles. So at the moment, I'll expect to see price at least retrace a little bit. We have a fair value gap here. All right, there is a fair value gap here. So a fair value gap plus a breaker block. Yeah, so I'll expect to see price move up into that fair value gap. So this is another fair value gap, and this, but I'll prefer to use this fair value gap. Yeah, so I want to see price move into this fair value gap, then we see a continuation to the downside, because at the moment I'm seeing a bearish order flow on the dollar index. Yeah, so this is the daily. So let's switch to the 1 hour, the intraday, and see if we can have any clue. Yeah, so this is the intraday. All right, this is the intraday. So before price was going to move to the upside, the retracement on the daily time frame that I'm expecting to see, we are likely to see price move to the downside to at least fill this liquidity void before we see a continuation to the upside. Then we see a drop to the downside. Yeah, so short-term bullish, long-term bearish. That is what I'm expecting to see on the dollar index. All right, so intraday going into the next week, I'm looking to see price move a little bit to the upside to fill that liquidity void we are seeing there on the daily. Then yes, that is these ones. Then we see a move to the downside. So that is my expectation on the dollar index going into next week. Let's look at what is happening on Gbpusd. Yeah, so for Gbpusd, last week I made you aware that I want to see price retrace into the zone, then we see a continuation to the upside. But at the moment, I mean, last week we saw some level of consolidations on Gbpusd. All right, and so currently this zone we are seeing here is still intact. So I will still want to see price come into this zone, then we see a continuation to the downside. But let's switch to the 1 hour time frame and see what is happening on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so this is it on the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, so last week when price was opened Sunday, price opened on Sunday, and then we saw price moving to the upside, and then on Tuesday we saw price coming back to Sunday's opening price, then we saw price gyrating to the upside. All right, and I took this trade here. I was really expecting to see price take out all these lows, but we didn't really. I didn't really get a move I was expecting. Price just came here, all right, and then we saw a move to the upside, trying to move to the upside. Look at where I took my entry, and look at where Sunday's opening price is. Price was what? Above Sunday's opening price. I always tell you this, and I'll keep telling you this. Whenever price is above Sunday's opening price, that is a high probability premium condition. All right, that is a high probability premium condition. Whenever price is below Sunday's opening price, that is a high probability discount condition. And what do we do in a discount condition? We buy and then we sell in a premium condition. Yeah, so just take note of that. All right, yeah, so that is just that for Gbpusd. Yeah, so going into next week, just as I said, I want to see a little bit of retracement. Then we see a move to the upside. Yeah, so I'm long-term bullish on Gbpusd, but on a shorter term, I want to see price retrace a little bit to the downside. Then we see a move to the upside. So I'll be updating you in my Telegram community. So if you're not part of my Telegram community, the link is in the description box below. Click on the link and be part of my Telegram community. Yeah, so that is just that for Gbpusd. Let's look at what is happening in AUDUSD. So for AUDUSD too, let me okay, first of all, let's look at the intraday, what happened last week. Then we see going into next week, well, what is going to happen. Right, we'll go to the daily time frame, and then I'll show you something on the daily time frame. Yeah, so currently for AUDUSD, I mean, last week was whole consolidation throughout, with exception of what? Of Thursday and Friday. So right from Sunday's open to Wednesday, we saw price in a consolidation. Yes, this is a consolidation for me. So we saw price prior to price moving to the downside. We saw price moving up, and that was the FOMC news announcement. That is the interest rate announcement. We saw price moving out to what? To clear all these buy side liquidity. And look at what happened. Look at this high. All right at the price clearing that buy side liquidity, we saw price moving to the downside. It moved up again, but it did what? It failed to take out this high. And I remember I made you aware in my midweek market analysis that I'm expecting to see this high to be the high of the week, and it did it. Right, price failed to take out this high. Apparently I missed this side. Yes, because I was asleep by then, so I missed it. I would have taken advantage of this, but I missed it. That is why I came here to take the trade, and I even posted this on my Telegram community. So I waited on Friday. So Thursday I didn't do anything here. I waited. Friday we traced a little bit into the zone. All right, this old low we are seeing here, and there was a little bit of a fair value gap in here. I don't know if you are seeing it, but I'm seeing it clearly. All right, there was a fair value gap here. Yeah, this is a fair value gap. So price moved a little bit into that fair value gap. That is the consequent encroachment. It tapped a little bit into the fair value gap, then you saw a move to the downside. All right, but it didn't really move as I was expecting. Right after price giving us this heavy movement, we saw price consolidating. I mean, it's Friday. It's Friday, so that is normal. That is normal on Friday. All right, but going into next week, let's switch to the daily, and then I'll show you something on the daily. I don't like what I'm seeing on the daily. I don't really like what I'm really seeing on the daily. All right, yeah, so look at this. Let me just take this shaded portion off. I'll bring it on again. All right, look at what price is doing here. All right, and right to the left of these reactions I'm showing you here is a what? Is a large range bearish candle. So price is still inside this large range candle. And so at the moment, I'll be looking forward to see price break out of this large range candle before I take any decision. All right, because AUDUSD on a monthly time frame. Let's quickly look at a monthly time frame. Price has filled a fair value gap in here. All right, so I'm expecting to see price continue to the upside. So in a monthly time frame, it is giving us a bullish sentiment. Price is giving us a bullish sentiment on a monthly time frame, but on a daily, it is still not clear to us. I'm not seeing things clearly on the daily time frame. All right, so I want to see price break out of this large range candle. All right, yes, and once it breaks out, then I can decide as to what to do. All right, remember we have a fair value gap here. Even though price has tapped into it, yes, we also have an order block here. All right, this is a bullish order block. So a fair value gap plus a bullish order block, that makes it a high probability zone. And so I wouldn't be surprised if we should see some form of movement to the downside for manipulation before we see a movement to the upside. So currently I'm just sitting my hands on AUDUSD. I just want to see how price is going to react. I want to see price break out of this range high and this range low. Once price breaks out of it, that is going to give me a clearer indication as to where price wants to move to. Yeah, so that is my expectation on AUDUSD. Let's look at what is happening in NZDUSD. Yeah, so for NZDUSD to price is also giving us the same signal. All right, yes, so it's a similar one. All right, you're not seeing the same thing as we saw on AUDUSD, but it's giving us a similar behavior. I'm not comfortable with the reaction of price here. All right, yes, look at what price is doing here. Price has been in a consolidation for several days on the higher time frame so far as NZD is concerned. So I want to see price break out of this zone. Then I see, all right, apparently we have an area of liquidity. This is a sell side liquidity, and we also have an order block here, and above the order block you have a fair value gap here. This high, let me just show you so that you see things clearer. Yes, above this high and below this low, between that is a fair value gap. And so before price will move to the upside, I would not be surprised if we see a quick movement to this zone before we see a continuation to the upside. Yeah, but let's switch to the 1 month time frame and see what is happening on the 1 month time frame. Yeah, so this is the 1 month time frame. All right, yeah, so just as we saw on AUDUSD, for NZDUSD to price just came into this zone. All right, this is a very large fair value gap, this low, and then what, this high. This is a very large fair value gap, and right after that too, this is an order block. I'll take this as an order block. Yes, this bearish candle we are seeing here, this is an order block. And so you see price tap into the fair value gap as well as the open of this bearish candle we are seeing here. So I'm expecting to see price continue to the upside to take out this buy side liquidity, all right, and this one to as well, making out for the relative equal highs into this bearish order block we are seeing here. And so I'll be looking for bullish prices on NZDUSD, all right, but I want to see price clear. I want to see a clearer price action on a daily before I make any move, right? Yeah, so that is my expectation on NZDUSD going into a new week. All right, yeah, so that is just that. These are my expectations so far as these pairs are concerned on the market going into a new week. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, click on the subscribe button and smash the notification bell. All right, I'll be posting more content for you to benefit of. So don't forget to subscribe. Look through the description box below. The link to my Telegram community is there. click on the link and be part of the Clairvoyant Traders Telegram community. I wish you all good luck and good trade. Peace.